one of the questions asked is, if there's anything dating related you want to get off your chest, or if you have a final thought, I'd like to open it up to anybody who wants to kind of get in here at the end. Opening it up to...
Actually, I do have a question for them. When do you think is the right time to have sex? Like, how many dates in order for a man to still respect you?
Go ahead. You guys go ahead.
3.
Okay.
3?
At least 3. 3 structure. It's the 3 strike rule, more or less. Put it this way: within 3 dates, you should know if that woman has genuine desire enough to want to have sex with you. Put it that way. And it's not that that's like a deadline or a criteria. I'm just saying that within. Actually, I think I've got it in my first book, as a matter of fact. It's basically the same 3 strike rule that everybody's been using for forever, but it's meant to determine genuine desire, not necessarily like I would like to get if there's like religious like convictions between the man and the woman, and that's already pre-established. It should still be within 3 dates to know that, like, you know what, I would probably want to have sex with you really, really bad if it were not for our convictions between the two of us. People don't want to read that part of my, that paragraph in my book, but because they think that when I talk about like, Iron Rule Tomasi number 3, which is, any time a woman makes you wait for sex, the sex is never worth the wait. People think that means I'm trying to encourage guys to go and have like, wanton sex with like loose women. That's not what it is. It's to determine genuine desire. So within 3 dates, you should be able to determine whether or not she's going to flake on you, or she's really into you, or she has some other mitigate. She's got another guy that she's hoping was going to pan out, and she's putting you on ice. And because if it doesn't work out with him, then she'll go up with you, right? You're like this consolation consolation
But
prize.
I think she's asking about from her standpoint. How many days should she?
Should you personally? I would say the same thing. 3.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is just going to be more like just to be more discerning, right? It's like I empathize with your situation because like I said, I coach dudes and I see how fucked up they are, and I like, this is what you guys got to choose from. God damn, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, trust me, I do. And then when I have these questions, like you said before, you're kind of talking your book about you know what your body count was, and then so that's going to be held against you. And I feel bad for that too. I totally understand. I think in the end, the real answer is just to be discerning. You know what I'm saying? And to still at the same time work on yourself and understand, like, the statistics are statistics. I'm usually the one arguing the opposite side of this point, but just because there's one study that says that 17% of the time a woman is going to stay happy in a relationship after she's had more than 20 sexual partners, that's still 17% of women that still are happy after 20 sexual partners. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, it's rough. But that's the other thing is, like, this is what my best advice would be. Are you turned on are you going to sleep with this guy because you need validation, or because he's just lighting you up like a blowtorch and he's love bombing you or whatever? Is that why you're doing it? Or you're doing it because you legitimately can see, you're just like, or you're ignoring red flags, or you're doing it because you can legitimately see a future with this dude? If you can, then 3 dates or however, you know what I'm saying? That would be the thing. Now, if you make this dude wait 6 months, the problem is this, right? If you make a guy wait like 10 dates or 6 months or whatever, he has so few boundaries that eventually you're not going to be attracted to him. Does that make sense? Because if then this same guy comes to me and Rollo and be like, hey man, I like this girl. She's been with 45 dudes and she's making me wait 10 dates. We'd be like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
And they'll do it too. They'll stick around because you're their only option. Yeah. And they're like, I know if I just say the right thing or do the right thing, I'm going to get in there.
When you recognize you're his only option, you're not going to be that attracted to him. I'm sorry, man. It's just not the way supply and demand works, right? So, I mean, but let me tell you something, ladies. I do feel... Bro, I see these dudes. Like, I feel like it's been so. When I got older, when I turned the age of 40, I remember having an easier time meeting women because my competition is Tekashi 6ix9ine and fucking Machine Gun Kelly. Like, that's who I have to compete with dudes who wear pink dresses, and like, that's not really much competition. I'm not trying to brag. There's nothing special about me. It's just, man, I just saw this lack of masculinity just sucked out of this dating marketplace with men who had never bench pressed 200 pounds, been a fucking fight, played football, any of these like basic things that I went through, the teasing and the razzing that happened. These dudes will report me on fucking Instagram if I say bad words to them now. Like, I cannot believe these men that you guys have to pick from, and I feel bad, dude. I do. So don't think that I don't empathize with the situation.
Women would rather share an alpha guy than to be saddled with a beta loser.
Yeah, I think liberals are the problem, bro.
I
That's
think-
a bit of a broad statement. but
Yeah,
it's a
when
bit
do
of a
we get Alex Jones over here with our own fucking show? That's what I want to see.
I just think yeah, I think you're absolutely
Honestly,
right.
I don't think it's right or left or political or anything to do with that. I just think it's the way that we have sort of acculturated like multiple generations of guys since the sexual revolution. Whether that's Republican, you know what? I can make the same arguments against conservatives as I can with liberal leftists as well. It's just tradcons are just progressives driving the speed limit. They're just doing what they think is right, and the guys on the right are just as weesh as the guys on the left right now. So, and that's the problem. When Justin's here and we're talking about like how he's going to have the pick of the litter, and women are more than willing to share him, we're getting to a default situation where women, because they'll share, that becomes polygamy. This one guy gets many, many women, and it's not because he's trying to, polygyny. He's not the one initiating this. It's because he's the best option, and women are more than, whether they're consciously doing it or not, he's the best option to wait out. I hope if I can get with him, that if I do this, then he'll want to stay with me. It'll be closed on both our ends. We'll live happily ever after because he's the apex. Well, what Mike is just saying right here is the competition is so low right now that he's the default choice. The guy who's the apex alpha becomes the default choice. So you have this state of polygyny, I guess, where it's one man and many women, but it's initiated by women because their only selection are the one that they want to get with. They don't need a man for long-term security because they've already taken care of that. So they don't need a man, but they want a man. What's the man that they want? They want this guy. They want Jason Momoa. They want the guy who's going to be the good sexual experience for them. And then other guys who are the lesser men, they complain about him because he ruined my girlfriend. He ruined the girl that now I'm married to, and my life is a living hell because she can't get over that guy.
Word.